You know how Marvel and DC sometimes do what-if stories? Like, what if Superman grew up in Russia instead of the US? So, what if Clay from Sons of Anarchy wasn't in a motorcycle gang, but decided to become a judge instead? This show, that's what if. Welcome to Binge Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and let's talk about Season 1 of Hand of God. Hand of God is the first Amazon original I'll be reviewing, and also the first one I've watched. The show tells the story of Parnell Harris, aka Clay if he decided to become a judge. I'm sorry, just if you've watched Sons of Anarchy, you will not be able to stop thinking about this. Anyway, PJ, Purnell's son, has shot himself and now he's in a coma. So Purnell has to find a way to deal with what happened to his son, but he also believes that someone might be behind it all. So he goes on this quest to find out what really happened. I don't want to talk about the story itself too much because it's good and it's interesting and I want you to watch it unfold. But the best thing about Hand of God, in my eyes, were the characters. Each one of the main characters felt beautifully crafted. They were deep and they were fleshed out, and you knew exactly what made each one of them tick. My personal favorite was the mayor. He's kind of the comic relief, at least part of the time, but beyond just being funny, he is a very strong character that has to deal with some very complicated problems. And he also has to deal with pretty much everybody's problems on top of his own. And also he's probably the character that will make you think everybody needs to shut up and listen to this guy. The performances in this show are all around great. Parnell Harris is definitely the main character of the show, but he's not a good guy. And the show doesn't try to make you be on his side. This is something I really liked about this show. It felt like they were just showing me what happened and asking me to form my own opinion about everything. Not trying to get me to like anyone specific. In a lot of shows where the protagonist is a criminal or just generally a dick, the show still tries to portray him or her in a positive light. Not here. Parnell Harris is a dick. He is not a sympathetic character. He's not supposed to be. But he is a very interesting, broken man who faces a very complicated situation. I just spat all over everything. I don't know if you caught that. The best performance in this show has to go to Alona Tal, who plays PJ's wife. There's this thing in Israel where whenever someone who is originally from Israel, or, just has a very remote connection to Israel somehow, whenever they do something impressive in the world, so the country tends to go like, us, that's us, we did this, this is us, that's ours. So this is not that. I don't care where she's from. If you've watched the show, I'm sure you'll agree that the performances were all around great, but her performance was incredible. Hand of God is at least in part about the effects that religion or generally just belief in God might have on certain people, and about the fact that religion as an organization can be very manipulative. This show does not have a lot of negative reviews out there, but most of those few negative reviews are from people who are offended by the portrayal of people of faith as unstable or easily manipulated. But I didn't feel that this was the message this show was trying to send. And I do think that some people are kind of looking for opportunities to be offended and to write stuff online, especially when it comes to religion. Personally, I didn't feel that this show was trying to be anti-God or anti-religion. I don't have a problem with shows that try to send out a message or criticize society in some way, but I didn't feel that the things that people were getting offended about were in this show's agenda. The story itself in Hand of God is solid. It's a good, solid story with some interesting twists. I personally wasn't a big fan of the ending, but it never failed to be intense. Hand of God shines in its characters and their struggles. Like a lot of shows, it kind of loses steam about halfway and picks it up again towards the end. Bottom line, should you watch it? Hand of God is a drama with an interesting story that really just sets the stage for its complex characters to present themselves. The most powerful moments in this show are not the twists or reveals, but when characters evolve and learn something about themselves. While I don't think it's up there with Bloodline or House of Cards, I did enjoy Hand of God very much, and I do think it's a very important addition to the world of content that's being created specifically for online streaming, or in other words, specifically for us binge watchers. But all of that is just my opinion. I want to know what you thought about Hand of God if you've watched it, and generally, do you use Amazon Prime for your binge watching? What do you think about it compared to Netflix? Maybe I'll make another video with my experience. Also, as I said on my last video, I will be doing another Binge Watchers Q&A pretty soon, so if you have any question for me about TV shows or anything else, post them in the comments in this video or the last video or any video really with the hashtag BWQA. Do that. The next review I'll be posting is Season 1 of House of Cards. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out a lot. And if you're finding Binge Watchers for the first time, welcome! I'd like to invite you to join the Binge Watchers community, where we talk about TV every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with reviews and opinions and sketches and all kinds of great stuff, all for you fellow binge watchers and TV lovers. So you can go ahead and click that big subscribe button to join in on the fun, or you can check out any of the other videos on the channel. In any case, keep binging, and I will see you next time!